In the battlefield, in the year 1776, President George Washington, the first president of the United States of America, was also a leader of the American Revolutionary War. During his lifetime, America won, and the Britain lost. America did not need a queen or king. They needed a president of the United States of America. Many presidents such as John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson, and more, like Tippecanoe and Tyler too, after William Harrison died. Fourth Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. Soon they have 15 in the year 1861. But the president did not have much money. His name is Abraham Lincoln. Soon, in the year 1861, April 12th, the Civil War started, but in the cold November morning. Lincoln stood up and spoke the Gettysburg Address.
77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty, and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But, in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men living and dead who struggled here have consecrated it, far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead, we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
Soon, more and more presidents came to the White House.
All slaves are free.
Because that's America, that's America. We need the free America.
Ladies and gentlemen, the presidents of the United States of America. George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, James Monroe, John Quincy Adams, Andrew Jackson, Martin Van Buren, William Henry Harrison, John Tyler, James Polk, Zachary Taylor Millard, Fillmore, Franklin Pierce, James Buchanan, Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Johnson, U.S. Grant, Hayes, Garfield, Chester, Arthur Grover, Cleveland, Benjamin Harrison, Grover Cleveland, again, William McKinley, Theodore Roosevelt, William Taft, Woodrow Wilson, Harding, Calvin Coolidge, Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon Ford, Carter, Reagan Bush, Clinton Bush, Obama, Donald Trump, Joe Biden. And now we come to the dedicate for a new president.
I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office.
I am Donald Trump, 45th President and 47th President.
The presidency of U.S. presidents have legacies of each other as we come to dedicate